members of the clergy, Your Eminence, Your Grace, the President, and fellow victims. In 1939, Hitler said, "Who remembers the Armenian genocide?" as he was going forth with his final solution. It's almost 70 years later, 71, and we're gathered here to remember what the Ottoman Empire did to our forefathers. Turkey today says these things didn't happen. Well, excuse me, what did they do in July of 1974? What are they doing presently in the north part of Cyprus? That didn't happen? What are they doing to the Kurds today? That didn't happen? Well, if those things didn't happen, well, I guess I'm deaf and blind. Because as I visited the north part of Cyprus, and I'd seen the destruction of the churches and the cultural heritage of northern Cyprus, I must have been blind because I didn't see the churches being turned into stables. I must have been deaf because I didn't hear the Cypriots calling for human rights. And I guess we're all deaf because we can't hear Turkey what they did 95 years ago to our forefathers. 1.5 million and 2. Your sign says in 1. I join you, us 2. 350,000 plus Pontians. That didn't happen. My mother's family did not get butchered. That didn't happen. Well, if that didn't happen, I guess my colleague and I from the block that are here today, we must be really crazy because we did recognize it in the House of Commons, the Armenian genocide. So I'm not sure if we are in this time in history or if we're crazy, but I tell you, there's no doubt it happened. There's no doubt that our forefathers were butchered. There's no doubt that for years, many countries were playing around with words as it was a tragedy, it was against humanity, and both sides did it to each other. The people that had the arms was the Ottoman Empire. The Greek Pontians and the Armenians had no arms. They were ordered to march for their security, and they were put into valleys. And the valleys were shut down from both sides, and the Ottoman Empire Turks from the sides of the valleys butchered, raped, maimed our families. That happened! Let there be no doubt. Let there be no denial. The genocide against our people happened. Somebody says we want justice. The only justice that I want is to see the Prime Minister of Turkey kneel in Yerevan on the hill and say, "We did it, we're asked for your forgiveness." And Canada this year has a unique opportunity. The G20 will be gathering in Toronto in June, the end of June 25 to the 27th, and Turkey, which is part of the G20, the Prime Minister of Turkey will be there. It is up to the Prime Minister of Canada to take the Prime Minister of Turkey aside and demand the following: no more injustice in Turkey. No more human rights violations in Turkey. No more denial of the genocides that the Ottoman Empire today's Turkey did. You have a rare opportunity. You can write to your Prime Minister, you can write to your members of Parliament, you can email, you can fax, you can call. You don't even have to pay a stamp. So I ask of you to put pen and paper again, as you did in previous and past histories, and write to us and demand that the Prime Minister of Canada faces and puts on the agenda Turkey's denial of the genocide, Turkish human rights violations, and Turkish thumping of the ecumenical patriarchy in Istanbul. Turkey still continues today, and history does not allow us to turn to them and say, stop it. But here today is the first step of the next campaign to make sure that in 5 years from now, and I do hope I'm getting invited again to come to Yerevan with you, that I witness the Prime Minister of Turkey in Yerevan seeking our forgiveness. Fellow Canadians of Armenian background, fellow Armenians, I say that with pride because my mother's family was born in Astana. And as they made their way through Izmir or Smyrna, September the 9th to the 12th in 1922, and they were butchered, the international community stood idle. We cannot let that happen today. G20 is around the corner. And if we do not accomplish it then, we will continue in November when they meet in Korea, and we will continue after that, and after that, and after that. We, the people, have the power. Long live Canada. Long live Armenia. Long live the survivors of the genocide. I raise my voice and I ask of you to join me. Never again. Never again. Never again. Never again in Rwanda. Never again in Sudan. No more genocides. The Turkey Prime Minister to seek our forgiveness 5 years from now. In Yerevan, 5 years from now. That's our goal. And if he wants to go next year, we'll even go and carry him on our shoulders. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored also to represent the Liberal Party and the leader, and I do have a message, and I will read it to you. I am honored to extend greetings to everyone assembled today, and I would like to thank the Armenian National Committee of Canada for organizing this event. We remember the victors of the first genocide of the 20th century and express our solidarity with the survivors and their descendants. To that end, Parliament passed a motion that acknowledged the Armenian genocide of 1915 and condemned this act as a crime against humanity. This anniversary is marked by solemnity, but also with pride in all that the Armenian people have done around the world since the tragic events. This resilience and determination show its way through the creation of the Republic of Armenia. In Canada, we celebrate the diversity of our population, and the participation of Canadians in different backgrounds in this commemorative ceremony is a testament to our rich cultural fabric and the ongoing desire to build an inclusive and harmonious country. I accept my best wishes to the Armenian community. Together we commemorate a tragic part of our history, and we'll also celebrate the richness and diversity of the Armenian people. Never again! Never again! Never again! Never again! Next year, I promise you, I'm going to do my utmost to make sure that if he doesn't do it next year, if he doesn't do it the year after that, he will do it on the 100th anniversary. We can't let him get away from us. We can't let them deny what happened to our families. Never again!